Does the phrase that we all heard as kids, the one that goes, if it's too good to be true, then it probably is, does that have anything to do with buying a mobile home in this economy? Folks, today in our educational video, we're going to cover three main topics. Number one, the most important one, why do lot rents continue to increase year after year? Number two, why buying a home with an HOA that's lower than lot rent actually means you spend more money. And number three, how can you get the most bang for your buck when buying a mobile home in this economy? For those who don't know, folks, my name is Mark. I'm the lead broker for a company called the Mobile Home Dealer. We have a ton of fun here on the YouTubes educating folks on the mobile home industry, whether you're buying or selling a home, as well as showing some of the most beautiful properties here all over the state of Florida. If you find any value to our videos, if you enjoy it at all, please consider like, sharing, and subscribing to this channel. And as always, for doing that right now, I'll give you a free gift. You guessed it, it's this beautiful fish that's going to come on the screen right now. So with that being said, you're welcome and thank you so much for jumping in on this educational video. Let's go ahead and get started here. Point number one, we need to talk about why do lot rents increase each year. Before we get there, we've got to also talk about what lot rent is. Now, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to this whole mobile home dealers and mobile homes in mobile home parks on leased land, what is lot rent? Now, the generic one-liner is that lot rent is going to be a payment that you make to the park every single month. Okay, and that's going to cover a couple of different things. It usually covers 5 different items. That's going to be your water bill, your sewer bill, your trash bill, your lawn care, and the usage and upkeep of the park amenities, like the dog park, like the social center, like the gated entrance, all that type of stuff. Okay, that's what lot rent is. Okay, it's called lot rent because you technically don't own the land that your house is on. It's also known as a land lease. Okay, so that is the basics of what lot rent is. But the main concern that we have so many times in this industry is why do lot rents continue to increase every year? It's a huge misunderstanding that a lot of people don't understand and they just simply don't have the education. Okay, so to better give you an idea of that, let's go ahead and use another business that we're all familiar with, and that is a grocery. Okay, go with me on this. Okay, now let's say you're going to buy strawberries. You're going to buy strawberries at the grocery, and now for because of the economy and everything is more expensive, it's going to cost more money for the strawberry company to hire the pickers. It's going to cost more money for the packaging. It's going to cost more money for the fuel in the trucks to ship the strawberries over to your grocery store. And then it's going to cost more money for the stock person to put the strawberries in the package and to put it on the shelf. With all this going on, do you think they're actually going to cut the price of strawberries? No. Why? Because everything continues to go up in value. So you being the end user, that being the buyer of the strawberries, you are then going to be required to pay more money for those strawberries if you want them. Everybody can understand that. That makes perfect sense. Now let's flip it over into mobile home parks. In mobile home parks, you are the customer because you own the house and you're paying lot rent. So if the park is including things like a pool, like grass cutting, like a dog park, like a gated entrance, like fixing potholes, like irrigating the front area where you pull in. All those items cost money. All those items are going to cost more next year than they do this year, and they cost more this year than they did 5 years ago. So with that being said, a mobile home park is a business, and you are the customer. They are then going to, in turn, raise the prices because they are the business and they still need to make money, and then you are the customer, so that you are then going to pay an increase in those. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm not condoning it. I'm just sitting there and saying that is why lot rents continue to go up every single year. Hope that gives you a better idea of why that is. Point two, why is it when you pay lower amounts of money with an HOA, you actually pay a little bit more money? Okay, now folks always get focused on the price of lot rent compared to that of HOA. Now HOA is where you actually own the land itself. You don't pay lot rent, okay? Now, so it will usually be several $100s a month cheaper. But here's the thing, guys. When you own a home and you own the land and you're paying an HOA, you still pay the HOA, Now you got to pay property taxes. Now, a lot of times those HOAs, they're not covering the lawn care, the water, the sewer, the trash. Now you have to start paying quarterly assessments. If the pool needs to be resurfaced, that's not covered in lot rent, or that is covered in lot rent, it's not covered in the HOA, so you're going to be paying for that. You want to hang Christmas lights at the front of the park? Guess who's paying for that? You are, not out of the lot rent. Okay, so now you start paying all those additional fees, and a lot of times you're not really saving much money at all. Don't believe me? Let's go ahead and go over a quick basic math equation with Sarasota County, Florida. Now, Sarasota County, when you buy the land and you buy the share and you buy the house, you actually have two purchases. Believe it or not, you have the price of the home, the price of the land. Okay, that price of the land, the average is $90,000 at the time of this recording. Now, average lot rent in Sarasota is about $900. An average HOA is about $300. Okay, so with that being said, you're saving about $600 a month being in an HOA. However, with all those additional fees that I just mentioned, property taxes, insurance, paying for somebody to cut your grass, your water bill, your sewer bill, your trash bill, fixing the pool, hanging Christmas lights, the Easter bunny, everything else is going on. We have actually run these numbers hundreds of times for clients. You end up saving about $100 a month. But wait, there's more. Yes, there is more, because you're saving $100 a month times 12. That's $1,200 a year. That's what you're saving. Here's the kicker, though. You're paying $90,000 to save $1,200 a year. If you spread that out, it takes about 75 years for you to break even when you buy the land instead of paying lot rent. Are you going to be living in that property for 75 years? And if you do, how many storms do you think are going to come through? How many times does your roof need to get fixed? How many times is the HOA going to get increased comparing to lot rent? Something to think about. Number 3, last point here today, is how do you get the most bang for your buck? Well, to me and our team, it's very simple. You just got to know what you're buying. That's what you got to know. You got to know what you're buying. Always be skeptical of lower HOA payments. Ask what's included. Ask what's not included. Get to the bottom of exactly what are you saving and what are you still needing to take care of and what are you still needing to pay. Understand that lot rent will always increase more with what amenities you have. So if you want to lower lot rent with smaller increases, opt for a community maybe with no pool. Maybe that's not gated. Maybe that's a little bit more rural. Maybe that doesn't have a pickleball court. Get what I'm saying? The more amenities, the more the lot rent is going to increase, simply because, like our grocery store example, the more items there that have to be upkept, the more expense that is going to be there. Understanding, however, that when you have an HOA, you've got to add in additional fees. It's not going to be totally upfront when you say that you're saving $600 a month. You just got to know exactly what you're buying. So while each buyer, folks, will make their own decision, I can't caution enough for all mobile home buyers to know exactly what they're paying for in lot rent, exactly what they're paying for in an HOA, and exactly what the HOA is not covering. I can't stand when folks always come to us and say they're only going to buy the house with land simply because it's a lower payment. When I walk them through this example and show them that you're actually going to be spending about $90,000 more to do that, to save a few $100s a month, is it really worth it? 9 times out of 10, they always understand it. They say, gosh, I really appreciate that I have the information for me. So what's better, land leased or land owned? Well, all I am here is a random guy on YouTube, and my goal is to provide you with all of the information so that you are a more informed buyer or seller in the mobile home industry. As always, folks, my name is Mark. You've been with the Mobile Home Dealer, and we'll see y'all on the next one.